Hello guys, it's Sergey from Crystal Freediving, and today I'm going to talk about how to be safe while you do snorkeling. What? When I'm doing snorkeling, it is like super safe activity. And yes, it is true. Snorkeling is a really safe activity. What is a freediving? What is a snorkeling? So freediving, when you hold your breath as long as you can, and then going diving, usually along the line, and you try to reach the maximum depths. Quite often people diving even without the mask, they're more concentrated on the feeling, they try to go deeper. It is a sport, okay? Basically you breathe from the snorkel, this is why we call it snorkeling, and then you swim on the surface and looking down, looking for the different fish or different colors, okay? But sometimes this activity combines. Let's say you do snorkeling, you never done any freediving courses before, you swim on the surface and then you see something nice below you, maybe a few meters deeper, and then you start your dive. And now you become a free diver. And if you become a free diver, better to use freediving rules for the safety. The best scenario, if you like snorkeling, if you like to be in the water, the best scenario is to do freediving courses, and you don't have time, or you don't have money, or you're not really interested to do any courses, you just want to snorkel and enjoy the ocean. 5 safety freediving rules which you can apply for your snorkeling. Rule number 1 in a freediving: never freedive alone. This is for the safety. Of course, when you do snorkeling, quite often you can see the snorkelers who is snorkeling alone. This is not that dangerous as in freediving. However, it's still good idea to snorkel with someone. It's gonna be much more interesting, of course, and it's gonna be much safer. Doesn't matter you do snorkeling with someone or you do it on your own, it's better to wear something bright, something maybe like red color or yellow color, or maybe white, maybe rash guard, to be easy noticed from the distance. Because even there is a small boat traffic, if there is a small possibility the boat can come closer to you, it's going to be much more easy to notice us from the distance. How I realized that? I do like snorkeling, and sometimes I do snorkeling on my own. And once I was doing the snorkeling, and then I see something underwater, like just a few meters down, and then I start my dive. I come up after maybe 10-15 seconds, and then I noticed that one of the boat was coming quite close to me. I mean, it was maybe still like 50-100 meters, and the boat driver saw me, he said hello to me, but then I realized, wow, it's so difficult to notice me. Sometimes my hair is kind of dark when there is not too much sun. And then, even if my head above the water, it's quite difficult to notice me. Since then, I'm using some kind of floating device, some buoys on the surface, which is bright red, and it's much more easy to notice. Second rule: if you do your snorkeling and then you see something interesting under the water and you want to dive, and you start your dive, be sure that you're not overstaying there. If you're gonna do any freediving courses in the future, you're gonna learn that you should have ample of air for your ascent. But even without any freediving courses, guys, it's just pure logic. If you're going down, try to start your ascent, start to coming out, even when you don't have any uncomfortable sensation. It's better to come up without uncomfortable sensation. So if you're going down for a few meters and you feel first any uncomfortable sensation, just come up. Guys, what about the weight belt? Maybe you've done some scuba diving courses before, or maybe even free diving courses before, and you know to compensate your buoyancy on these courses, you're supposed to have a weight belt to compensate your positive buoyancy. And then when you're going snorkeling, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be too buoyant, let's take the weight belt. I don't recommend to do that. Even without the weight belt, even if you have some kind of wetsuit which make you even more buoyant, it's better to be more buoyant than you are on a normal course. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to dive, but at the end of the day, it's going to be much more easy to stay on the surface, much more easy to have a rest between your dives. So don't use weight belt at all, or if you use it, use very small amount of weights. Rule number 4, actually this is the rule why I start doing this episode. One guy asked me, what is better, to exhale a little bit on your way down or exhale a little bit on your way up if you are too buoyant? The answer is, don't exhale while you're freediving, while you're snorkeling and diving. Doesn't matter how you call it. So don't exhale under the water. Don't. If you see maybe on some video that some top level freedivers on their ascent, few meters before the surface, they exhale a little bit, don't repeat that. It is a more advanced technique. Don't do that. It is a really risky if you exhale under the water. First of all, when you're exhaling, what you're exhaling? Partially you're exhaling your oxygen, and if you remove the oxygen from your body, then it's going to be much more risky, right? You can lose your consciousness much more easily. So guys, don't exhale under the water. It's risky. It can lead to the unconsciousness. It can lead to a lot of problems. If you exhale a lot and you, let's say, 10-meter dips, you can even damage your lungs. So once again, don't exhale while you're underwater. Rule number 5, rule about the snorkel. If you're a snorkeler, then obviously you should use the snorkel. Why? Because if you're swimming on the surface and if you're looking around, you should somehow breathing, and then when you have a snorkel, you can breathe. However, if you start your dive, make sure before that you're going to remove the snorkel. There are a few reasons. Again, if you're doing proper freediving course, your instructor going to explain it into the more details, but there are a few reasons right now. First of all, when you want to come up, when you're going to come up after your dive to the surface, you won't immediately start breathing. You don't come up and clean your snorkel, okay? The best way, you come up and start breathing immediately. Okay, guys? This is at least reason number 1, and like it is going to be one reason for now. It's some more reasons, but again, for your safety, remove the snorkel right before you start your dive.